Oh my gosh, it started and I wasn't even here? Hi, Bob. I need is just your easy smile. I need some more light on this shiny forehead, dog. It's going so well. I almost yelled at a lecturer because he was being really shitty to me while I was giving my feedback for my assessment. I'm doing a computer science degree, computer science engineering, and we have a lot of coding. And my teacher is not a native English speaker, and it's very hard to understand what he's saying. And especially when it's highly specialized language. Like highly specialized language tends to be a little bit difficult, more difficult to communicate because they're not words that you learn when very much when you're being taught a language. So I was literally by the time it ended, I was just like sweating and wanted to start swinging, because I would say, excuse me, sorry, could you repeat that? I didn't understand. Sorry, excuse me, what was that? One more time, please. And I would just say the same shit over and over because I had no fucking idea what he was saying. Because it's such highly specialized coding languages. Like we're talking about salt and pepper filters on robot visions, on robot vision stuff. And one of the toolboxes that we're meant to use, that's just to make our lives a little bit easier, is called machine vision, which is written and created by a professor that we have at my school, at my university. And this professor did not do a very good job creating his system, to the point where it actually ends up that his toolbox that he built is just a reskin, like retexturing of a different toolbox that already exists. And then the professor got mad at me because we couldn't get the toolbox to work. So we used the original one that our professor's was based off of, and then he was like having a fit at me, like he was getting upset. And it got to the, like, I almost just walked out, but I didn't want to lose my grade and then get fucked. But I'm definitely gonna fail this class with how it's going, because that was a horrible showing from me, and honest to God, I feel like I asked him what he was saying more than I answered the questions that he had. And we will be going to the forge, Robbo. We'll be heading over to the forge soon. But, I need to run back through the houses and collect all the scrap metal, because right now I only have 2 scrap metal. However, to get up with the admission staff or whoever about him not being an English speaker, it's hard to actually finish your studies. It's their job to make sure you can learn. Yeah, well, it wasn't learning. It wasn't learning. Like, I wasn't there to be taught. I was there to explain my group project. Oh, there's some more food. Yummy. And it's so hard to answer questions when you can't hear what the question is. Because he would repeat the same thing over and he would be like, oh, so what kind of filter are you using? And it's like, okay, the filter, it's literally... Is that a trick question? The filter is just like a base program in Python. You can use it super easy just by using whatever. And it was just a really shitty experience. So we will totally see how that goes. But we will be heading to the forge very soon. Like I said, we've got to get more scrap metal. We've got to go through and collect a bunch of cloth, because we need a bunch of arrows. Ooh, lantern fuel, I do need some of that. There's a bed here, a book, paper books. Not a whole lot. Not a whole lot here, to be honest. More book. Nuggets with hot sauce and spices. You know what? That would be great. I came home, sat down, and had a chicken teriyaki stir fry with a fuckload of sriracha sauce and like genuine Japanese hot sauce in it. And I just sat down and I consumed it. I inhaled it and it was delicious. It was divine. But normally I listen to my music when I'm riding my motorcycle anywhere I go. And normally I have like a little head bob and a little bit of a dance and a little bit of a wiggle. But holy shit, I did not have a little head bob or a little dance or a little wiggle because I was pissed off for the entire ride home. I was literally just furious for the entire trip. Okay. Now there is some bear risk here, from what I remember. We're also cold as fuck. Okay, I don't see a bear. Although, I'm going to prepare the flare just in case. Oh, dude, you want to know what's really good? If you combine sriracha with Japanese Kewpie mayo, and you get like this really kind of like spicy, creamy sauce, and then you dip your chicken nuggets in that, and it's so good. Salt, pepper, and a bit of maple sugar? I've never heard of that before, actually. There's not very many people in Australia that like hot food, which is a shame because there's two things I really like about food, and it's hot, and it is crunch. Oh, you fucker, I see you. You piece of shit. Yeah, it's hot, and it's crunch. If it has either of those, I will eat it. Unless it's shellfish. I just really can't do shellfish. I can't do mollusks. Oh, I can do crab. Like, I love a good king crab. Or Dungeness. They're real nice. They're really, really good. I like crab, but I can't do scallops. Allergic or just don't like the taste. It's a texture thing. If it's like crab, it's fine. But like mollusks and mussels, I can't do. And clams. The only time I can do clam is when it's in a clam chowder. Which I haven't had one since I moved here. Ooh, house! Try that, because I have a lot of Kewpie mayo to use after buying it for a recipe. Yeah, okay. So you know pink sauce, right? It's where you take ketchup and like a nice traditional mayonnaise, and you whisk them together until it makes a really nice pink sauce, and then you put that on a burger. It's kind of like that, but spicy. It's almost exactly that, just hot. It's got big mouth ouch. Have you tried smoked clams? Makes them more chewy so you don't get the normal texture. I have not. I tried clams maybe 2 or 3 times. Hated it every single time I tried it. It made me want to throw up because the texture made me feel so ill. And then I refused to try it ever again. Bear on this map is all the way up the road around the bridge past the trailer. This is the trailer I'm speaking about. Past trailer into frozen lake. Yeah. I have interacted with that bear in the past. I would get one friend. Scrap metal, baby. Bandages. It is like a mouthful of snot if I aren't done right for some oysters. Yeah. My mom, though. My mom could sit down and have a $4,000 plate of oysters just to herself and slurp that shit up. Wabba. My luck is fucking great. Nobody does luck better than I do. Oh, and they're both so high quality. I don't mind oysters. Eh. Okay, I can't remember if there's anything else up here. I'm pretty sure there's a house. No, there's a cave. No, what's up here? Oh, there's cars. There's just like 2 or 3 cars. The only reason I explored up here in my previous playthrough is because I killed the bear up here. And it took me It took me a really, really long time to get the bear all the way back home. So it's actually better that I'm going to turn around. We'll go back. We'll go explore the town. We'll go up to the... We'll go to the radio tower. And we'll have a little bit of an explore up there. And then we'll head back. Now the only way I'll eat salmon if it's smoked. Because as much as everybody loves that shit, I find it a mid-tier edible fish. What's your go-to fish then? Like, if you had a good... Like, what's your favorite fish? Because I love, more than anything, just a good old-fashioned tried and true tuna. Like, you don't sit down and have, like, a tuna fillet. But I absolutely will sit down and I'll just have... I'll take canned tuna. I'll take, yeah, just regular spring water canned tuna. Scoop that shit into a bowl. Cover it in mayo. Quarter. I'll take dill pickles and quarter them. Put them into slices and then quarter the slices. And then I add that in. And then salt, pepper, a little bit of mustard. Stir that shit up all together. Slap it on a sandwich. And then I call that good. Sardines too, and kipper. I've never had either of those, but the look of sardines, you know when you can look at something and you know what the texture of it is? Like if I tell you to imagine a tennis ball in your mouth, you can probably imagine that very well, because humans just have a really strong ability to imagine textures. I cannot do that slippery, oily texture, especially with something where I imagine that you just eat it with all the bones in it, and I couldn't do that. That sounds horrible to me. That's what I thought, pussy. Oh, here comes another one. Round 2 electric boogaloo. Am I carrying meat or some shit on me? Why are they all coming after me? Hi, bud. Got him. My mom used to do something similar. She would use tuna, hard-boiled eggs, chopped in macaroni noodles. Oh, yeah, see, that's good. Use a little bit of seasonal or all-purpose seasoning. And that shit. That's the way it's meant to be. Let's use our more broken one. I miss that stuff, man. 3 hours, 250 calories. We're good. No, we're not. No, we are not. Fuck. We've got a lot of food. Yum yum. Nom nom cookies. It would be great if this game had cookies. Chippies. All right, how many? That's 10. I think we need a minimum 16. I think we need minimum 16 in order to do this properly. 2 hours. We'll get 2. It takes 45 minutes. So many calories. Okay, we have 2 already. I think there's going to be some scrap there. So we'll go drop all the crap we don't need. And then we'll head to Forlorn Muskeg. I find it's funny, the food quality goes down so fast in this cold, it would last longer. Yeah, if you put it outside in the snow, it would probably last longer, but it's when it's inside a house. It's probably no bueno. Alright, food pile. You have a little bit of a sprain risk. Oh, that's because that's gonna be heavy. Check the menu to see how many we need. There's one metal shelf and a few scraps around the forge. So, I did the math after you left, actually. Because you get two arrowheads per scrap metal, and if you want 15 arrowheads, that means you need 7.5, so you round it up to 8. So we need 8 for arrowheads. 5 for a hatchet, which brings us to 13. And then we need 3 metal scrap, which brings us to 16. So in order to get all the basic stuff that we need 13, or we need 16. 16 if my math is correct. Every day, I open the gate. Oh, there's no items in here. Perfect.
And his name is John C.
There we go. Look at that. Hi, Crinkle. How are we? You can't afford the pry bar. It's fine. I've got 2 hacksaws, so we're good. Midnight Games 771 is your go-to Aussie dad for chill streams. They're all about that Warhammer life, but don't be surprised to catch them surviving the wasteland in Fallout 4. Just remember, no backseating allowed. Good afternoon, good evening. I know for Luna and for Mr. Midnight, it is quite late. Or not quite late, but it's starting to get there. Pushing around 10 o'clock. How are we? How'd your stream go? What were you playing? Were you playing... Oh, you're playing Phasmophobia. I saw that earlier. Were you playing by yourself or with a couple buddies? Because it is a fucking... My language. It is a frickin' great game to play with some friends. Let's put the better hacksaw in here. Let's put... Shit. Okay, the stuff I have isn't heavy. It's just that I have a lot of shit. How much stuff can I prepare? Stream was good. Only shot myself a little bit. Yeah, Phaz is one of my favorite, like, cooperative spooky games. I think I'm always the friend that ends up sprinting head first into the game and then getting my shit kicked in. So, been there, done that. I'm gonna do spooky games. Aw. It's okay. I'll do the spooky games for you. Jeans. Oh, am I not wearing any jeans? Why am I not wearing pants? Oh, I'm wearing... Oh, I just have a lot of pairs of jeans. Okay, we do not need to be carrying a kilo's worth of jeans that I'm not wearing. I like to keep at least 1 book on me. Cattails. I probably don't need a lot of cattails, but it's better to have it and not need it, right? Let's refuel this. That replenishes 29.11. I want to try and get us down to like 27, if possible. Especially because I'm about to stack in a lot more coal. I've got to bring in like 20 coal. I can pick up sticks on the way, so these can probably sit up here. Oh, you shit. I probably don't have as many torches as I perhaps will need, but that's okay. I do have a half a kilo worth of coffee. Ooh, 0.6. I need like a soup cabinet or a teas cabinet. Okay, I think I can get away with only having 3 of each. Oh, I only need like 2 reishi tea, because reishi is an antibiotic. And if I have an antibiotic, that means I don't need antiseptic and old man's... Okay, so we don't need the antiseptic, because the old man's beard is a wound dressing. We don't need the antibiotics, because we have reishi. But I don't like... Okay, we'll bring 1 reishi tea, and then we'll bring the antibiotics. I have prepared birch bark, so we could make some tea if I wanted to. Let's drop off one of the sewing kits. Let's drop off the reishi mushrooms. That brings us down to 26. So we've actually already hit the limit that I wanted to set for myself. The problem is that a lot of our weight comes from the clothing. Because see how we don't have very many torches? You know, we could leave the storm lantern. If we're gonna just be sprinting through... Yeah, see, that brings us right back to our limit. But if I leave the storm lantern... That gives me to 27. Yes, exactly. It's my clothing. Say this fat. No one's calling you fat, my friend. Nothing wrong with having a little bit of meat. A little bit of meat in your bones. Where do you want to go after Bo? I don't know. I've never progressed that far through the game before. I always die before I have the resources necessary to obtain a bow. I've never crafted a bow or used a bow in this game before. Ooh, there's a little house up there on the hill. So I don't know what the game progression is going to be like after we obtain the bow and after we obtain the hatchet and stuff. So it's at that point it's mostly survival. You want to go back to, you gotta base it up? I think so. We need to start collecting resources. We need to get some more. Bow's a pain in the ass to use in this, but not as bad as the guns. It really, see, I'm really good with the guns. So if the bow is easier than the guns, I'm gonna walk it. I'm gonna walk through it. I say that, and then I'm gonna get my shit rocked. But I also am able to peg a fucking bunny rabbit in the head with a rock at 40 meters, so... We'll see. Stay away, puppy. Maybe what I bring with you... Yeah. Because there's gonna be a lot of weight. I'm going to be very over-encumbered while we're there. Good thing I have the bedroll. Remember that? Good thing we have the bedroll. We'll lose weight for the scraps, but then we'll gain weight from the tools that we're going to be crafting. So it all does balance out relatively easily. Going down at ML's is next to Forlorn, so we can go right there after. Do the pegging info to yourself. It's not family friendly. I curse like a sailor. I was making a joke earlier because Midnight has kids, but I think that man curses like a sailor as well. It's just the Australian way. I don't think I've ever met an Aussie who doesn't cuss at least a little bit for fun. And if I did, I think they were a liar. Gotta drive here. Oh, Web, I'll miss you so much. I will be... Welcome to Jam Radio, your one-way podcast for when you're on your drive to work. Nothing but time in the game here, nothing but talking about the most important things. The P. Diddy case, KSI's most horrible, god-awful song ever created, Lunchly, which inspired the drama that he took advantage of to promote this god-awful, shitty, dog-ass song. Yeah, I know. It's not great. The news has not been positive. I will listen, just can't type pretend. You're driving, if you try to type, I'll come and... Not break fingers, but I will... say harsh words and berate you slightly. For not being safe. Told Mini Midnight, when is that fucking around netball training today? Good. I think it's much better for parents to be honest with their kids and transparent and clear. And then give them an... I'm not a parent, so whatever I say is kind of just like... from my personal experience. But I think it's very much along the lines of... You should give the kids the freedom to throw words back at you every bit as much as you are able to dish it out. Because otherwise they just grow up afraid. And that shit is no bueno. We're gonna go through, we're gonna fix up all of our gear. That's what I'm doing. to get all this cloth. So we'll spend some time, water, resources and stuff to do all this. Because I think we need to be, I think we need it to be able to craft some of this stuff. Yeah, see, we're already over encumbered. I could probably eat a lot of these. Probably be better for me to get through the cattails now. Or at least through some of them. Because having a kilo of cattails seems a little bit ridiculous. Kids talk as long as they don't swear at me. They can curse, but when they curse at me, then we got issues. I don't respect they better get it. Yeah. Here's, okay. My deal is more of it being a playful thing. Like, if I had a kid and I was like, "Oi, dickhead, pay attention!" Like, when they're doing sport, for example. Then, say a scenario happens where my kid is given the opportunity to say something like that to me, and it's like, "Oh, dickhead, we're working on the car, pay attention." Then I think it's super important to leave them with that opportunity and not get them in trouble for it, because then it's not an equal exchange. Then you're able to take the piss out of them, but they're not allowed to do it back to you, and then I feel like that's not fair. Yeah, if it's like a genuine insulting tone, like they're genuinely trying to insult you, that's a different thing. But then that's not about the language, that's not about what's being said, it's about what the meaning is. The meaning in that situation is much more. Side eye if she did because she's only 9. See, that's true. There's a lot that goes into those kinds of decisions. You know what? We could cook up. I don't want to cook up the coffee because it's so light right now. She used to call me retarded. I told her it's her own fault for hitting me in the head. See, that's good. You pay it back. Me and the cousins at my house right now, we do that shit all the time. They're all gay and okay. They will actively call each other the F slur because they are all gay. And we'll all just play it back and forth because it's all in playful fun. It's not, I think words don't mean anything unless you give them the value of a meaning, right? Like if you insult somebody, the words you use don't actually